Hello students, good morning. Warm welcome to second session in Managerial Economics subject. Here in this session we are going to deal with Unit 2 and the name of the unit is Consumer Behavior, Demand and Supply Analysis. In this we are going to discuss about the topic Elasticity of Demand. In economic theory, the concept of elasticity of demand has a significant role. Elasticity of demand means the percentage change in quantity demanded with response to percentage change in price or one of the variable on which demand depends represents elasticity of demand. These variables might be of price of commodity, prices of related goods, income of the consumer, tastes and preferences of the consumer. Next, let us see the definition of elasticity of demand. According to Alfred Marshall, the elasticity of demand in a market is great or small according to the amount demand increases much or little with a rise or fall in price. Out of the above definition, we can understand in the meaning of elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is nothing but it is the responsiveness of demand for a commodity to changes in its any one of the determinants. We have a formula for elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is equivalent to percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity divided by percentage change in its price. And this concept of elasticity of demand has been introduced by Alfred Marshall, who is a famous economist. When we notice elasticity of demand changes from person to person, time to time, and one commodity to other. Now students, let us see the main determinants of elasticity of demand. Here the determinants are nothing but the factors which influence elasticity of demand or the factors which affect elasticity of demand. Let us see point to point, one by one, the factors or the determinants of elasticity of demand. The very first factor is nature of the commodity. The nature of good is the very first important factor in determining demand. The demand for necessary goods is generally less elastic or inelastic in nature. For example, the demand for commodities like food grains, rice, pulses, etc. does not change much with increase or decrease in price of such goods. Second determinant, availability of close substitutes. The demand for a commodity where there exists a close substitute in relevant price change will tend to be elastic in nature. For example, the demand for commodities like salt, potatoes, onions, etc. is highly inelastic as there are no close substitutes for these commodities. Next determinant, proportion of expenditure. The demand for a commodity on which a consumer spends only a small portion of his income is less elastic in case of smaller or less expensive products like matchboxes, kerosene, etc. On the other hand, highly expensive goods have more demand elasticity. Next factor that affects elasticity of demand is possibility of postponement. The purchase of certain goods may be postponed if the price goes up. Hence, the demand for the postponable goods is more elastic, whereas the demand for the immediate necessities is inelastic. The other determinant of elasticity of demand is income level of the consumer group. People with low income group are more affected with a smaller changes in prices. The other factor that affects elasticity of demand is durability of the commodity. The demand for the durable goods like furniture, motorcycle, etc. tends to be inelastic in short run. In contrary to that, perishable goods The demand is relatively elastic in other goods like milk, vegetables, etc. Next, habits. Yes, habits are also one of the determinant of elasticity of demand. Let us see how. Certain articles have demand on the account of habit, and for those goods, elasticity is less. For example, people who are addicted for goods like cigars or cigarettes have inelastic demand. The other determinant of elasticity of demand is time. Yes, in general, the demand will be less elastic in short run period, whereas in case of long run, the demand will be more elastic. This is due to the fact sometimes as the buyers become aware of the news of changes in prices of goods. The next factor or the next determinant of elasticity of demand is proportion of income spent. The proportion of one's income spent on the goods is also one of the important determinant of elasticity of demand. For example, goods like newspapers, salt, etc. will have inelastic demand. But the two-wheeler vehicles, the durable commodities like refrigerators, etc. In case of these durable goods, the demand is elastic in nature. The other determinant of elasticity of demand is complementary goods. Yes, jointly demanded goods have less elasticity of demand. For example, goods like petrol, diesel and kerosene will have inelastic demand. Next point is that recurrence of demand. This is the factor that affects elasticity of demand. If the demand for a commodity is of recurring in nature, repeating in nature, its price elasticity is higher than that of commodity which is purchased only once. Hence, their price elasticity will be less. For example, motorcycle will be purchased only once. Hence, their price elasticity will be less. But on the other hand, the demand for the fast food items like pizza, burger, etc. have more price elasticity.